This is the process shot. I'm Michael. I'm not going to say that it's showtime, but I am going to say that I've seen All That Jazz, a musical drama from Bob Fosse released in 1979. It looks at the stage and film director and choreographer John Gideon, a man obsessed with his work to the point that it takes a toll on his personal relationships. Most of all with his ex-wife, his current girlfriend, and his young daughter. His loose cannon and self-destructive lifestyle also begins to affect his physical health as well, worsening more and more with every morning cocktail of drugs. His mental state is also under examination, not by a professional, but by himself, as the film intercuts to scenes of Gideon speaking with a ghostly woman as they discuss his past, his present, and what may or may not become his future. It's a story that is very densely packed with information, but still able to communicate with the viewer in a manner that doesn't overwhelm them. This is primarily thanks to how the film follows Gideon in almost every scene and builds up his character and personality over time. So much so that when the film starts to ramp up the stakes, it's still easy to understand what's going on, what is at risk, and most importantly, how he chooses to respond to them. Gideon seems to choose to be self-destructive, though he doesn't seem to be hasty about it, preferring to wear himself out through his over-attentiveness to his work. In this way, burning his other bridges first before going after himself. However, it's also through this that he produces some of the best work he's ever done, and hence why he seems to be kept around. Whether because he's a modern genius whose work will turn heads and profits, or because the people more deeply connected to him hope that they can find some way to turn his life around. If Gideon alone is half of the film's importance, it's his relationships with others and the work that he does that make up that other half. Despite their acknowledgement that there is little redeemable value in him, Gideon still has a rather healthy social life. Though, again, it's not clear in some cases if they stick around because they genuinely like him, if they're just riding off his coattails, or if they just feel sorry for him. It's those family and friends closest to him that are clearly sticking by him out of a genuine love, exemplified in one of the film's musical sequences wherein Gideon is made to understand what's in store should he die. The musical aspect of All That Jazz is very much an important part, though the film isn't entirely a traditional musical. Rather, there's more focus on the creative process in staging a musical, with Gideon obsessing over the choreography of one song in particular, which the show's producers think could become a commercial hit until he makes it a sexually charged performance piece. It's not until later in the film that the music comes to have a deeper connection to the ongoing story. In this sense, All That Jazz is less of a musical and more about a musical. Then again, it's not even much about a musical and more about a musical man. And it's not even so much about John Gideon as a creative person, but more about him as an obsessive person, with the film ultimately being a character study of somebody so concerned with getting things right and making things perfect that it eats away at everything and everyone else in his life, to the point that there's nothing left but to eat away at his own health. And by the time he realizes that he has to change, it may already be too late. All That Jazz. Bob Fosse, 1979. 4.5 stars. I definitely recommend giving this a watch. That's it for the review. If you liked it, leave it a like. If you didn't, write a comment. If you want to see more reviews, subscribe to the channel. In the meantime, I wonder if I should try my own hand at writing music. Might be fun. Probably not profitable, but still fun.